Okay, so welcome to this screencast from CELT eLearning. We're going to look at learning modules and how and why you would use a learning module in Blackboard or WebLearn as it's known at London Met. So to start off with, we'll just have a look at an example of a learning module. Learning modules can be put into any type of content area. So we've got an area called Learning Design here. And you can see that when you hover over this purple bar, then learning module is one of the options that you're given, one of the content options that you're given. Remember that in order to see this purple bar, you'll need to have the edit mode on. So if we go down to have a look at a module, this one is called Starting to Build Your Module. So if I just click into this, we'll see what a learning module actually looks like. And the first thing that you see is this table of contents appears. So really the idea and the key to a learning module is it provides a pathway through different learning resources that you want to provide for your students. And these resources could be anything from text, documents, Word, PDF and so on, images, audio or video files. You can also put tests in there, you can put links to discussion boards and so on. So they're quite flexible and you can really use them to help your students navigate the content that you're adding to your module. Just one thing before we start, in order to usually to view a learning module more effectively, you can actually minimize the module menu. If you hover over the area between the menu and the table of contents, you'll see this double-headed arrow. So if I click, you can see that the module menu is just hidden. And to get it back, you just hover over the side and click again. So we'll just keep it like that for most of this tutorial. The other thing to realize is that learning modules look different whether you're in edit mode or if edit mode is off. So when you're actually creating and designing the module, the learning module, you'll have everything in from sort of top to bottom in the order in which you create it, which is, obviously not particularly user-friendly. So when you click into edit mode off, then you'll see it as the student will actually see it, and from here you'll see that it's a lot easier to navigate. You've got the table of contents, you can click on that to navigate. You've also got these arrows on the left and on the right taking you through the pages. So this is how the student would see it. So it's quite a nice way to actually present the content to students. Of course, it takes a little bit more time to create this type of learning design, but you can quite easily move learning modules and copy them between your different WebLearn modules. So it's something to think about, and really from a student point of view, there can be an excellent way to help students understand what you want them to do and how to approach any content that you want to include in your module. Okay, so if we just look quickly at how to create a learning module, it's really fairly easy. So if we are in a content area, remember a content area is created from the menu on the left here. So once you're in a content area, if you hover over build content, and you should be, let's just see, okay, go back, and you get the option to create a learning module. So I'm going to click on that, and the usual boxes appear. We'll just call it a test. You can add instructions and description, and then you've got your usual options for availability. One difference here is that you've got the view option, and you can decide that you want students only to view your learning content in a particular sequence. So for example, they have to view page 2 before they can click on page 3. I would normally leave this unchecked and leave it as no, because I think that that gives the student a bit more flexibility, and it's up to them really. But you can experiment with both of those if you want to. Also, other options for the table of contents, I would normally just leave those as they are, although you can choose to have them each item numbered and so on. It can be quite useful if you're creating a lot of items within one learning module. I'm going to leave it blank for now and then submit. Remember, when you create any new content, it will always appear at the bottom of your menu, and you can shift that around, move it around. So you've got this learning module created, and now we just want to click into it. Click on the title, and you'll see that there's nothing in there. You get the table of contents, folder empty, and from here you just need to start building the content as you would normally in a content area. So you can add an item, you can add a file, web link, and so on, whatever you want to do. Also, you've got the mashups. These are quite nice, so you can add a YouTube video, for example, and so on. If you want to, perhaps at the end you can create a quick test and you can link to that, or you can add in an assignment. So if your learning module is geared towards helping students prepare for an assignment, you might have the assignment included in the content at the end of the learning module. So lots of things you can do. You can even add tools like a discussion board which will go with that learning module. So I think you can see it's kind of potentially this a fairly self-contained set of learning resources which you can provide for a student, for your students. So quite useful. As I say, it takes a little bit of time getting used to, but worth experimenting with. So see what you think, give it a try, and hope this helps.